Welcome back, everybody, once again to Forbidden Temple. The sun is setting on the action in this particular arena as we finish out the weekend of MLE. Welcome to MLE Sports presented by APM Music. My name is Son of Walls, and I'm going to be joined this evening by a fabulous new co-caster with whom I haven't yet worked before, so I'm pretty excited about that, and I'm also excited about the teams they're going to be playing. But without further ado, Novanta, welcome to the stream. Happy to have you with me for the first time.
Oh, Wizard of the Balls of Thunders, thank you so much for having me today. Happy Canadian Thanksgiving. It's Sunday afternoon, Rocket League MLE action, and I, for one, completely excited for it.
Big time. These two teams, Elite and Demolition, going to be squaring off against one another in a heated Academy League matchup. But on paper, we took a look at the stat sheet before this one, and it may be a little bit lopsided if you look at the season records so far.
Yeah, lopsided is the beginning to have it. These are a tale of two teams heading in opposite directions. The Demolition are pretty much at the bottom of the Academy League, trying to find their way back up with a lot less time on their hands as the week wears on. And the Elite are just outside the top 5. They were looking to add more wins to their record so they can attack not only the standings, but the power rankings as well.
And have you got maybe one each on the rosters that are facing off against one another today? Have you got a couple of players that have been big performers for these teams these seasons that we need to watch out for?
Oh yeah, the Elite's going with Froggy here, all the way from across the pond. That's someone I'm totally enamored with the style of play, able to link up with his partners in midfield. It's going to be a good one, especially for the Elite. But the Demolition, they have a little bit of a firepower on their own. DK, which I'm not really sure what DK stands for, Drift King, Donkey Kong, I don't know. He may be the one to watch on the Demolition side.
All right, well, I think that sums up just about how exciting this one's going to be. I think we should hop into it here and signal these teams to hop onto the field as we get into the first match for this evening of MLE Sports 1. There's plenty of action going over on the side of MLE Sports GG2 as well, but let's focus in here on this match between the Demolition and the Elite. It's the Academy League, and we're going to jump into it here between these two teams in game number 1 with a set of 5 fresh minutes on the clock. And Novanta, I really think that this is going to be closer than what the season records might say. I know it's lopsided on paper, but there's a lot of skill on the field here on both sides.
Oh yeah, the Demolition and the Elite are very, very similar in the style of play. Two physical teams, but they love to get up in the air if they need be, and we might see some great aerial action when it's all said and done.
Well, let's pick up that action here with a demo in the midfield, just as you say it. Physical play coming out as the Elite find one, but it gets sent back the other way and into the corner where Froggy's going to collect off of the side wall, waiting patiently for an opening, and DK cuts them off. Another opening as it's T-balled up off the top of the Elite player, just wide there from Froggy. Now DK defending out of their corner, slowly along the side wall. As Carton off that corner, might be a threatening ball here if Achilles can't touch, but what a touch right at the end there to stop that. That could have been a very threatening scoring chance for the Demo.
Yeah, you're definitely seeing the Elite get more involved with their plays, their reaches, understanding where they can do. It's a filling out period. It's only game 1 of the 5-game set, but it might be a score right here for the Elite. Look at that one from Froggy, huh?
That's a big-time aerial from Froggy. That's a player you pointed out on this Elite squad, too. Just dives from way downfield to get that ball out of the mid and send it home, and that's going to be a lead for the Elite team. We chose them as the favorite early on, and they're showing it here to start us off.
Yeah, the first goal you get to make sure you reestablish your confidence. You know, there's nothing worse than being a favorite team. Oh, and we're level. DK says I have an answer for that goal with one of my own.
Nice off the sidewall here. DK showing a good amount of speed there to beat out Achilles and Froggy. Just a little bit too late to that ball. And that's 1-1 now. 3:55 left to play. And these teams seeming like they're both warmed up at this point as Carton's in the backfield collecting this one on defense. Waiting off the sidewall. Doesn't find the aerial, but neither does the Elite defender. And Achilles has to bail them out. Now the Demo with a chance here. That's going to be reflected off of the defending player. A pinch goes straight into the net.
Quickly, DK's been one to watch. Talk about that positioning. On the attack says, I'm going to go for it anyway. I'm feeling myself. I got the juice. 2-1 Demo.
That's fantastic challenge there. Challenging inside the ball to make sure it doesn't spit anywhere except goalward. And they got exactly what they wanted as the Elite looks back here the other way to try and tie the game. Achilles sends it off the back wall. Froggy with the rebound, and DK steers that aside. Froggy's now going to follow up, grabs the full boost in the corner. Looking for a pass center. Achilles is there, but the angle not quite there. DK sends it away. Carton in the mid. That's a dangerous touch there. Could be a shooting opportunity, but Froggy sends it high and wide. Achilles are testing here. They had a couple of good chances, but the shooting accuracy is plaguing them a bit.
Yeah, you're the better team on paper. We're talking about that magical paper, but you're down 1 goal, and, well, forget what I was about to say about that. Froggy just says, okay, all right, Caster, man, I want to make sure we're level so you can stop waxing poetic about everything. Here's a goal, 2-2, we're even.
Just a nice clean shot and taking advantage of a bit of a messy defensive rotation there. And the Demo now have the game tied as Elite push back. Now they're looking for more out of their defensive end with Achilles up the wall. Setup touch isn't great for a ceiling shot, so he has to retreat and go on the ground. Achilles now looking for a double, gets way more than that. Bit of an awkward touch in the corner, and now Demo collect the other way. DK with a Demo. Living up to the team's name here. Chip over top of one. This could definitely be a goal, and Carton's going to clean up. What an effort from DK in the corner.
Tit for tat continues. Achilles had a little bit of a trouble in the corner. DK was there to clean up the mess, and Carton was the just in case. Here's your score, 3-2, Demo.
Well, the just in case, just what they needed. And the Demo take the lead again here in a very back and forth affair. And Achilles trying to tie the game so quickly here. The Elite, that's a big bump. Froggy's going to have an open net to shoot at, but again, accuracy is just wide there as they retreat. Froggy, a big play backwards. Might open up a chance here for the Demo if they're not careful, but well carried out to center. Froggy off the corner, chips to Achilles, who's up high. Oh, what a deflection. DK, a fantastic defensive play there to keep the ball out of the net.
Quite unfortunate. If that goal was an inch higher, right, that would have been another score for the Elite.
Very close indeed, but still 3-2 for the Demo. Elite trying to add more on here. Can Froggy turn? No, not quite. Waiting for their opportunity. Achilles, the trailer once again. Elite putting so much pressure on, but the Demo really seemed level to it on defense. They haven't had any major defensive breakdowns so far.
Well, that's the risk you take about being on the other end of a battering ram. If you make one mistake, there's a goal and a half. From the Demolition, you gotta do what you're doing right now. Spread it, put the ball on the other side of the court to give you a chance to time the group for shots like that.
Well, they almost found another one there. They would love to open this up to a 2-goal lead. Speaking of the ceiling, Achilles getting the attempt there as the setup was good for the double, but not gonna happen that time. Now Froggy, big aerial attempt here. Great chance. Might have fooled the defense there, missing the touch out of the air. As Carton gets scrambled up in the corner, DK's got to make a touch, and does. Feels as though Carton, the supporting player more so, and DK's been leading the charge for this Demo team.
And that's what I like about Carton. He understands that with someone like DK's playing style, it's not that bad to hang back, to provide that world-class service to get more goals on the board, and it's been working in their favor.
Well, there it is. Case in point. That's the style that's been working for the Demo, and they take a 2-goal lead here with 49 left to play. And that's a much more comfortable position for them. But the Elite have threatened enough, I think, here that 2 goals is not impossible in this amount of time.
50 seconds is an eternity in Rocket League, and we can see many, many goals happen at the end of this one. But I gotta be honest with you, I like the way the Demolition has figured out, at least in Game 1, how to break the League's defense.
Well, they've got to do it for another 38 here, as the Elite are going to challenge back the other way, but it's sent into the Elite end. That's a decent clear from Froggy, but into open space. Carton waiting underneath the ball as Froggy sends one mid to Achilles. Great cutoff there from Carton to stop the passing play, but the Elite still threatening here. DK finally getting the clear, and we're down to just over 15. This is the final chance here for the Elite as Achilles takes it up the wall. Achilles looking center to Froggy, missing the shot opportunity. That you have to imagine is going to be it. They missed that shot there, and the chances for a comeback end well and truly with a 3-goal lead now there for the Demo.
That one play was the first game in a nutshell. The passing game broke down between Elite players and left the ball open for DK, who's been unplayable for the Demolition. 5-2 Green Squad.
3 seconds, 3 goals. If I was going to be a betting man, I wouldn't say that this one's going to pan out as it freezes in the midfield. That's going to do it here, and Demo, in pretty convincing fashion, take game number 1.
Really? 3 goals in 1 second? I would put my whole red check on that one. Yeah, you're right. A very decisive game for the Demolition. Like we said before going into this, what does records and standings mean on the pitch on game day? We don't know. It's that unpredictable. That's why I love Academy League play so much.
Absolutely. I mean, you see it at every level of play, but in this mid-range Academy and Champ, there's such a high volume of players at those ranks that the competition can be really stiff, even when it doesn't seem like it will be that way on paper. And that's what's great, as you say, about Academy League. And so Demo, that style of play with DK leading the charge and S. Carton, it feels as though Elite have the capability to break that down, but they just haven't been able to quite find it yet.
Yeah, I think the Elite are more concerned with getting goals on the board rather than breaking down this chain factor between S-Cart and DK. Until they figure out how to stop those passes in the midfield, they're always going to be in the back heel, and that's how you lose goals when it comes to those challenges.
Well, Elite, the passing plays they were trying to connect and just couldn't quite. There were 2 in the tail end of that game as they tried to tie the game and score those 2 late goals that just didn't quite pan out. But as we head here into game number 2, I'm sure the Elite are going to try to flex some of those passing muscles again, and maybe they'll be able to connect on a couple of those plays and steer this series the other way. Well, let's look at game number 2 here. Starting off, S. Carton, DK, the 2 Demo players, having taken game number 1, are not going to want to slow down, but the Elite, on the other hand, looking to tie the series early here. Froggy with a shooting opportunity and buries it. Top corner. What a start for the Elite.
Sometimes we always curse the crossbar, but the crossbar works in the favor here for Froggy. Here is on the little bit of a Mail on Sunday vibe. Tapped in. There's a score, 1-0 Elite.
They got help from the crossbar and the post at the same time, I think, on that one. That was as top corner as you could possibly get for a shot. And it was a bad look for the defender to begin with, but with that shot, there's no way you're saving that.
True.
DK on the sidewall. Trying to answer for the Demo here, but missing the touch, and now Achilles tries to collect. DK circling once again here, cutting the rotation short as S. Carton follows up. Achilles steers it aside. DK off the back wall. Again, turned away by Achilles. And now it's a tale of almost a 1v1 between DK and Achilles. Who's going to win that? Oh, DK off the crossbar. The follow-up there, just not quite on target from S. Carton. The positioning a little bit too close, and he got caught with the ball over his head.
Unlucky, really, and this is going to be the more critical rally of the game. That second goal exchange. Is it going to be 1-1 level? Is it going to be 2-0 for the Elite? Well, yes, it's going to be the former here. See, the Demolition always have an answer to the Elite right now, and so far, I think they're the stronger team.
And you don't have to wait long to get those answers. You were midway through the question when we got the answer to that one. They tied the game, 4 minutes left to play, and the Demo here really flipping the script on what we thought. They seem to be ready for just about every opportunity. And meanwhile, the Elite just trying to gain some ground here after being down 1-0 in the series. That's a good center there from Froggy. And DK is going to have a runner back the other way. This is just be walked into the net. Elite commit all the way on that one, and they get burned for it.
So many people ask, wait, why do we play all 5 games in this series? Because every game, every exchange, every goal counts. Just like that one, 2-1 Demolition. They're up in the second game with only 1 game to their credit in the series.
Well, it's business as usual here for the Demo. Now the Elite really need to pressure here to stop that momentum from drifting further to the Demolition side. They've got it in the attacking zone here, and Froggy chips one off the wall. Can Achilles meet that in the mid? No, S. Carton winning that race, and it's Froggy off to the corner. It's a big bounce into the middle. Let's see what DK can do with that. It's on target. 2 attempts on a save there. It's a double commit that could have been threatened, but S. Carton way too backfield there to capitalize on that.
That was a chance to make it level for the Elite, but this didn't happen. It all started with a double commit off the defense. I don't know. I want to see the use scrambling, but I think Elite's kind of coming up with different ideas at once how to stop this attack from the Demolition.
Well, let's see if they can settle up their comms and settle up this goal attempt. The shot, not hard enough. It is. Thought for sure S. Carton was going to be able to find that one, but just a little bit of uncomfortable play near the goal line leads to a tie game.
Hey, points for finesse, because I thought if you went to boom that in there, it could have been in time for a save, but a little bit of a tap, and we have ourselves a tie game again in this series.
Fair point. There was a chance there that that one could have been boomed way off the crossbar and too high. So of the 2 options, I'm sure the Elite are happy that they found a goal there, even if it was a bit of a slow one. And now the Demo As this series so often has been back and forth, they're trying to answer back the other way, but the Elite have got a chance again. Achilles chipping it there. That's a decent bounce into the middle for Froggy, who sends it off the corner again. Achilles positioned way far back, can't follow up, and now DK with a chance. Where is S. Carton in the middle of the field, diving in with a shot, perfectly timed, and gives the Demo the lead.
Oh my goodness, learn the heavens like Thor's hammer. I forgot about S. Carton, but he's like, I'm here, homie. Set a punch, can't stop that. 3-2 Demo. Wow.
Yeah, not going to let you forget him. No, sirree. He is making a statement here as not just a support player, and that is scary if you're the Elite, as they're just trying to... Oh, what a save there from Achilles, keeping the lead from getting any wider. And that's the threat that the Demo posed in the last game. It was 3-2. The Elite needed to tie, and instead the Demo pulled away. So now let's see if the Elite can do something different in this game to change that, because I don't think they want to go 2-0 in a 5-game set. Risk dropping this one pretty quickly. There's a chance. Found home. Achilles just slowing down the pace of play on the goal line. Again, these slow rollers are working for the Elite.
Not the prettiest goal by a long shot, but if you're the Elite, you'll take anything you can get. 3-3 all.
And now the Demo tasked once again with trying to take the lead as the game is tied. 2 minutes left to play. And here's DK once again. A whiff, though, there is going to be tricky to read for S. Carton. That's a great dunk from Froggy, who's got the follow-up straight towards net. And the Elite grab themselves in a lead a lead in a series that's been dominated so far by the Demo.
Yeah, a mistake that the Elite were able to capitalize on, able to walk it in. That must do a lot for the Elite's confidence right now. Let's see what translates to more goals later on.
4-3. Only 10 seconds transpired before that next goal came. Let's see if the Demo can find a quick one back the other way as they aggress here. DK's challenging on the wall, beaten again by Achilles. The challenge wins here for the Elite, opening up so many opportunities, and they're going to find another one. These 50s on the wall proving really successful.
Well, in any other sport, we'll call that insurance. But even though that goals come hard and fast in Rocket League, Frog must be feeling himself right now. 2 goals to walk in just like that. 5-3, the Elite.
And now, Demo staring down the barrel of an unfamiliar situation in this series. They looked pretty comfortable and in the lead in game number 1, but they find themselves 2 goals down, with the Elite living up to their season record a little bit here in this game number 2. They put some more pressure on. That's a great shot, steered away by DK, who now has control along the side wall. DK, slow and patient, gets pinched into the middle, but S. Carton thinks better of it. And here comes the challenge on the wall again. Elite win it again, and could it be another goal here? The Doomsy dish! Achilles finds it themselves and makes it 6-3.
Actually, that goal may be the important one. Call that a game breaker. Achilles going on the side. I thought he was going to pass it to a teammate, but he says, it's all me, man. 6-3.
And DK in a very unenviable situation there, having to guess between the Doomsy dish and the passing play. That's a rough spot to be in, and credit to the Elite. They're just winning so many challenges that the Demo don't have any opportunities to score, and they're just getting absolutely pounded here by the Elite.
Is it just me, or were the Elite listening to our cast last game? Because they are popping off right about now. 7-3 Demo, and it's not even a contest in this second game.
Not really, and it's really a team effort too. You see both players, Froggy and Achilles, engaging when they need to, whereas we talked about the strategy being a leader and a supporter on the side of the Demo. It looks like the team approach here for the Elite working even better than that.
Yeah, the Demolition strategy was pretty simple. All it took was a team with a bit resolve to figure that out. So if I'm the Demolition now, you got to think of a secondary strategy to shuffle the cards a bit, to come up with a new way to get balls on target.
Well, this one's going to be on target the wrong way. Oh, chip to the center, but DK keeps that out of the shooting lane. 30 seconds left to play here and 4 goals to score. The Demo are tasked with an even more difficult situation than were the Elite in the previous game. And the Elite, what a play from Achilles off the back wall. He's going to run this one down. Can DK save it? No. The Demo there just to add insult to injury.
He's like, avenge my death. Achilles bringing it down. And you know what? Look, 8-3, you're just doing it now for momentum's sake. You got 3 more games to go in this series. You want to make sure you have a good form. Why hold back?
And being demoralized like that, that's a real factor in this series. The Demo know that they're the underdogs in this one, and the confidence that they found in game number 1, I'm sure will have all but dissipated. Although, hold on, DK finding a great touch is going to find one back the other way. That might be a nice bit of reprieve there for the Demo.
Now, you made a good point there, Thunderball. Psychology has a big part in this game, but DK has one for the road and maybe a chance to turn the tides in game 3.
Well, with the remaining 11 seconds, this game has been full of fireworks. Let's see if they can find one more here. The Elite are going to lose that kickoff as Demo take possession, but Elite just going to find a goal. I thought the Demo were going to carry that through the attacking end. Instead, they left it wide open for the shot.
Yeah, there's insult to injury, and then there's insult to insult. Achilles just said, yeah, I got 5 seconds. I'm going for it.
Well, this seems like a warm-up factor to me at this point. I don't think we saw the full potential of the Elite team in game number 1. So the question is, did Demo have headroom too? Because it really looks like they're going to need it in this series.
Looks like a bit of a topsy-turvy time, but the game in series is still pretty much even. I can't knock either team for trying out their strategies here. If you're the Demolition, you try something that worked game 1, it broke down game 2. What do? Well, how about putting S. Carton up for a bit? How about having a bit of that tiki-taka, that passing game in the midfield to confuse the Elite's defenses? You gotta try something new because they're reading your playbook and it's not looking good for you right now.
Well, speaking of reads, we got a match highlight of Froggy dunking DK to take that lead for the Elite, and that really felt like the turning point in this game because the Elite have been playing down in this series so far, but that play out of the sidewall, and they scored a couple more like that after, that was really a turning point in this series, and the Demo need one of their own now because the momentum is fully in the Elite's favor.
It's a 5-game series, a lot of Rocket League left to play. I do have faith in them to at least split the series, but that second game has to be wiped from the memory because it wasn't good.
No, and blowouts, they don't always tell the full story. Things like these happen in teams with the highest level, where you see a blip on the radar of just a game that doesn't really make sense. It's really lopsided one way or the other, but very often teams are finding ways to correct what they were doing from that game, where you don't see blowouts like that repeated in a lot of series. So I'm sure the Demo are going to be hoping to right the ship here and make sure that that's a one-time thing in this series.
I have to agree with you. On the Elite side, they're just looking outside the top 5 teams in their league. This may have some implications for the other teams in the league to keep a watch on the Elite.
Well, it's game number 3 with the tied series, and now effectively a best of 3 as the two teams square off here in Forbidden Temple. And Demo are going to have first chop at control here. DK looking for the flick. That's a big dunk. Might roll down. Difficult bounce to read, and Demo just barely getting out of that one. DK, what a dive off the back wall to keep that follow-up attempt away, and that's the kind of defense that Demo are going to need here because the Elite, such a strong attacking team. Oh, what a touch there from DK. Never mind about defense. They're putting the offense on, too.
Talk about above the rim. Froggy with the block for his job was done. And DK did a double tap over, crossbody it over Achilles' head. 1-0 Demolition.
That's the fire starter for this Demo team. They probably want to get the momentum back in their favor after that lopsided game number 2. And S. Carton's going to find another one. Great cheat off the kickoff and makes it 2-0 with only 32 seconds played.
Call that money, yeah. See, when you have 2 goals this early in the game, not saying the game is your control, but you definitely have some breathing room there, and S-Cart is more than happy to oblige. No 5 for the team.
And little mechanical differences there, too. You saw a wave dash kickoff from DK that really froze the ball in the midfield, and that kind of stuff can make all the difference at this level of play. Little things like that can be such separators between teams in making a difference. I mean, we see it here, but the Elite, they're going to come back the other way, benefiting off the mistake on the back wall from S. Carton.
There goes a clean sheet. You see, when David fought Goliath, he didn't use his hands and feet. He got pretty clever. When you try to do it for too long, Goliath will strike back. Elite is on the board 2-1 with a fantastic goal.
Well, let's see what the Demo have in store here. The Elite are pushing back now, and they don't want to let that happen for too long. DK peels, gives them a little bit of space. That could be dangerous. S. Carton, weak touch off of the wall. They're scrambling now on defense as this kicks into the middle. Achilles can't find the aerial, but Froggy there as well with a shot attempt. And now Demo trying to find it back the other way. Still more pressure here. Achilles off the ceiling, misses the touch. DK finds the clear with an awkward recovery and grabs the corner boost, and there's a lot of space on the field right now. I'm seeing that the ball's not really contested as quickly as it should be, and it might point towards some nerves between these two teams with the series tied.
That's definitely something to consider too. Even that shot at the ceiling where the ceiling betrayed Achilles there, stopping a goal attempt. It looks like nerves are getting on both sides, but you got to fight through that. The game's not going to stop. They're not going to clock, and there's your goal. 3-1 Demolition. Walk me through this one, Thunderballs. How this happened?
Well, this happened because as Carton, he made a defensive mistake that opened up a goal, and he said, you know what, I want to answer back the other way with the exact same thing. Just waits for that defender to miss off of the back wall. And at this level of play in Academy League, those mistakes can happen just often enough that you can plan for that. That's what S. Carton did there. Is normally in higher levels, you expect the player to make that touch every time and you don't position for the shot. I think that's smart from S. Carton. DK, looking for a double tap there, but it's nice to see S. Carton engaging too and not making it just a one-man offense for this demo team.
And Demolition supporters in the chat on MLE Esports GG are going crazy for the fact that this team was putting their heart out there in the pitch, man. It looks like they really want to make sure this series is theirs, and they're actually currently leading Game 3. Here comes Carton.
Trying to make it a 3-goal lead, but it's back the other way. Froggy with a brilliant challenge in the back end makes it a solo effort to close that goal gap to just 1.
Yeah, you made a mention that punishing other teams' mistakes. Froggy had the first touch, so much room in front of him, goes for the shot himself. 3-2 Demolition.
2:45 on the clock, a little more than half to play here. And again, a pretty high scoring affair, 5 goals in the first half. That's the pace that these two teams have set. There have been a lot of goals scored both ways, and you get the feeling that it's not going to be over in this game either. The Elite still testing here as Achilles is challenging off the corner. That's an awkward bounce. Achilles follows up. Where's Froggy? 50s, but just steered upward and off that crossbar. S. Carton coming through clutch here as the demo get away with murder there.
Yeah, that could have been easily a goal, but once you get in front, stop the play. A little bit of sigh of relief, but not enough time to challenge the second time. And that's been the difference. Like you were saying, a lot of space has been afforded both sides to start their counterattacks or attacks.
Well, a demo there, and there was already all the space they needed, and the Elite are going to tie the game here. Just a double commit in the midfield from the demo opened that one up.
Yeah, there's nothing quite as frustrating as having a bit of a cushion in front of your goals and watching it evaporate right in front of your eyes. Just like that, Froggy makes it level. Demolition Elite 3 apiece.
And exactly 2 minutes left to play here as they dive at the kickoff. Froggy sending it sideward, but S. Carton got the boost and ball control here, but can't get that final touch. Froggy's in an awkward spot, and Achilles nicely bails them out there, and it looks like the demo may have overextended once again. Where's the save? No, S. Carton dives across the goal line, but Elite take the lead.
Yeah, forget what I said about having a tie happen. This is Elite coming out in head. Froggy, a lot of space, like you were saying. One last challenge was a bit too late. 4-3 Elite are on top.
And on multiple occasions here, it's the demo overextending on attack. It's nice to see both players engaged, but they can't do it at the same time. They're really getting punished by the Elite for diving in on the same play and then having the Elite just walk the ball in back the other way.
Yeah, it's definitely the psychological thing. You got the goals up there. You want to say, I don't want to sit back. I want to keep with a, well, Achilles has one more for him. I was just about to say, this is what happens when you try to score goals in a bit of an erratic frustration. You give yourself open to counterattacks and shots on your goal, and Achilles makes it 5-3 Elite.
And very similar here to game number 2 that we just saw previous that ended up being a blowout. The demo are going to be hoping to stem the tide here and keep it to just 5. DK, nice demo. Oh, he was looking for another one and peeled. It's going to end up being the smart play, though, as he has to retreat on defense. Sends it towards the goal. S. Carton, brilliant touch there, recognizing the danger of that situation. And now DK's back the other way. Froggy in the corner, getting harassed by DK, who's really ramping up the physical play. And I gotta say, the demo, they might want to live up to their namesake here and engage a little bit that way, because it's something that's been mostly missing from their approach so far this series.
Yeah, there's a thing in other sports about giving your opponent too much respect, and Demolition has done just that. I'm with you. Drop a shoulder, bring your eyebrows down, throw up a bicep, get involved a little bit more to get the ball in your favor in a more concerted effort by any means necessary.
Oh, that's a dangerous chip. S. Carton, oh, it's going to be off the crossbar. The follow-up here from Achilles is also high. And Froggy, just positioned too far back, is going to follow up late here, but it might still be a scoring chance. And now Achilles too far away. The setups are there for the Elite, but that final finishing touch, they're just a little reticent about going for that at this stage in the game.
I like that word, reticent, but it's accurate. I didn't know it was going to happen in Game 4, but if I'm the Demolition right now, I'm going back to my comms thinking, we need a new playbook because it's not officially not working.
Well, it's just not working enough, I guess you'll say. A 5-3 scoreline, that's a lot of goals both ways, but it just seems like the Demo, as many times as it works for them, it burns them in similar situations because they're just committed too far up. So I'm not sure if they need to play more conservative on attack just for a game to see if that can work. But it needs a little shake up here because it's 2 games in a row for the Elite where they've scored 5 goals or more.
True, and I'm not going to sing all my praises for the Elite as well. They won this game pretty handedly and pretty decisively, but they still allowed 3 goals off the first half of the game. You have to not do that. I mean, that's just basic Rocket League math. You got to score more goals you concede, and so conceding 3 goals will always put you in the back heel. It worked out for them now, but any other team in this league can probably take that and keep that to a win on any given Saturday or Sunday.
That's a testament to the attacking ability of this Elite team, that even getting as many goals scored on them as they do, they still find these wins. Time and time again, I think that's why we see this impressive stat lines for these players throughout the season so far. They just seem like a really offensively minded team, and it might just be this pairing. You don't know really how that pans out with the other pairings on their team, but I think the playbook here so far for the Elite is working, but you're right that they're walking a fine line where if you're letting that many goals in and you can't find them the other way, that could be a loss and the Demo could tie the series here.
Yeah, we're going to find out what happened in Game 4, but it's looking like it's tending towards the Elite with a runaway with this one, but I do want to root for the Demolition. I love the way they're just being scrappy with it now. Maybe desperation, maybe a brand new game plan, we don't know.
Well, I think anyone who wants to see a close series of Rocket League is going to root for the Demo to tie the series here. But our allegiances got to remain pretty square, as these 2 teams are also square, and the Demo trying to challenge here early with the Elite. Keeping it away. That's a pretty decent pinch into the middle. Elite are going to be first to it. Touch off the sidewall. What a brilliant aerial there, but Froggy not able to follow up. S. Carton bombs one downfield that's sent to the corner, and Froggy missing the touch. Now here's a real threat, but DK not positioned, not having faith in the teammate that they would make the pass there, and that, I think, was the first big opportunity lost for the Demo in this game.
Yeah, that could have been an easy score, or at least have an attack there. It didn't work out in their favor. Quite unlucky, but it's still a lot of time for more scores here.
That there is 50 seconds here played off the clock, and that leaves the bulk of the game for either team to find one. It might be the Demo here with Achilles being challenged. Comes DK off the sidewall trying to dunk. Achilles avoids the first. Now S. Carton missing that touch. DK still got control, but S. Carton unfortunately getting on the wrong end of that one, and it's going to give Froggy an opportunity in the corner. Off the ceiling. Oh, just missing the jump there. Fell off the ceiling before they could jump down. And the Elite of the 2 teams here looking the more comfortable on the field, but they haven't threatened the way that they did in previous games.
True. If there's one technical specific thing the Demolition can focus on, is that they're giving DK way too much space over there in the left side flank. Sorry, not DK. They're letting Froggy way too much space on the left flank there. You got to shut it down. You got to give him a chance to not have a shot on goal, because when I see these walking goals, when I see these shots, you start off with Froggy being on the left unmarked.
Absolutely right, Froggy, a big performer for this team. What a shot there up top. DK is going to maybe squeak this one in, just barely gets it to go as the Elite player got handcuffed on the goal line.
First goal came relatively late in Game 4, but you know what? It's definitely welcome here, especially for the Demolition. They're up 1-0, 3 minutes to go.
That's a good point, too. With the high-scoring affairs we've seen so far in this series, it's really surprising to see this lockdown at just 1 goal with 2 minutes played. So this might be the adjustment the Demo needed. They're in the lead now, and it could be a more conservative game that could benefit them in tying this series.
I don't know if you're going to go for the tie here, if you want to just go play for pride. I just want to say that I like the fact that at least attempting to adjust their attack plan, sometimes to their benefit, sometimes to their detriment, but it says a lot for Demolition, at least trying to be resourceful. But I guess it's not enough, man. The Elite just strong arms that one. Give it up for Froggy here with a goal right to the house.
Great control on the dribble, keeping the ball really close to their car the whole time, always able to make a move when they need to, and they just get the speed to get that ball past the Demo defender, and we are at the halfway mark with yet another tie game. So the question is, who pulls away here? It looks like the Demo as DK finding one, a great angle off of the kickoff there.
Answering questions, I understand this one. DK, right place, right time. It's a little bit above his opponent there. Has it rolled in there. Hey, DK has been someone to watch in this series, and he continues to impress.
Well, that didn't take long to get the lead back in the Demo's favor here, and now Elite are going to try to answer with some control of their own. This is in the Demo's defensive end, and it's going to be DK collecting the boost. Oh, a little bit of a mix-up there. Could open up some space. That's a huge 50 to keep Froggy from getting into that corner, but he does anyway. Slowed down to a halt here. Oh no, this is trouble though as the flick. Just too much space afforded there, and the Demo get one put past them.
I was just about to commend DK for being physical, as we were saying, but again, Froggy's had the grit to hold on to the ball, show that control, levels it up 2-2.
And that's the game you play too. It's so risky to spend a lot of the time bullying a player in the corner like that and not leaving to let your teammate rather, rotate in. We saw S. Carton really hesitating on the defense to come into that corner because DK spent so much time there. And that's where it really paid off for the Elite, as they might add another one here, but Achilles, gets demoed in the midfield. This could be huge, but Demolition, they sent it back the wrong way. That was a big opportunity that they sent the other way. Just some more confusion between the two players.
I can understand that. There's a time and where you want to be the hero in your own mind and you want to take control and sometimes even break rotation there to give yourself the opportunity to score. It's that both guys had the same idea. Glass house, throw stones and all that jazz.
Well, their house being threatened here the other way. The Elite, that was a close 50. Nicely won. And a big challenge here by S. Carton. Can they read the bounce off the back wall before the Elite? No, that's a good touch. And this is really ramping up in terms of pace. It was slow there for a while, but the speed picking up between both teams here in the last minute of this game being tied.
This could be a score right here with the pop. Cleared off the line. I thought it would be a score for Demolition, easy peasy. But the Elite got back just in time.
A follow-up attempt though. S. Carton sends a banger, but it's steered away. The Elite, big double commit. Now the Demo have to cut them off. That's a nice bounce out of the corner. Could go either way. That's a touch there from the Elite, and S. Carton diving across, can't find the save. You thought it was a chance for the Demo, but instead the Elite make it happen.
So I was worried about that double commit. It looked like Cirque du Soleil out there, but if I don't wait to recover, 3-2 Elite with 41 seconds to go.
Well, that's it. A 3-2 lead is much narrower than we've seen at this juncture in most games. They were trying a little tactic there, maybe a fake kickoff or something on the Demo side. But it's put them in a rough spot here, and now they've got 30 seconds left. Here's the passing play. S. Carton now with a dribble opportunity. This could be huge. Couldn't get the touch outside. And that could be a major opportunity. That might be the best chance the Demo will see as this clock gets down to 17 seconds left to play.
I agree with you. That was almost on a platter for them. Was not to be.
Last chance here. DK finds one.
Or maybe it was.
Maybe it was. I thought that was the last chance they were going to get here, but what a touch from S. Carton to keep that in a shootable position, and DK cuts the rotation to follow up. Man, that is some resilience there from the Demo to tie the game with 9 seconds left.
That is a scrappy goal if there ever was one.
Well, they've proven time and time again they can scrap when they need to. And S. Carton almost trying to find another one here. A shooting opportunity for DK. That's bottom corner. Just off the post, maybe one more follow-up attempt, and we've got ourselves a much closer game than we've seen before. Overtime in game number 4.
This series have it all. Blowouts, tit-for-tats, tie games, and now overtime. And it's only game 4. Wow.
Well, the only thing they've got left to deliver for us is a game 5, but that's up to the Demo here. And they are in a little bit of trouble in their end, but now DK gets beaten out before they can handle the dribble. S. Carton with a nice touch off the wall. And Froggy answers back with one of their own. DK, tough spot there, makes a nice defensive touch. And the Demo, they're being majorly threatened here by the Elite. And this is what we've seen in previous spots in this series, is the Demo, when they're under pressure, they really seem like they collapse back in their own end, and it lets the Elite have so many chances on net.
Yeah, the Elite have just been such a commanding of the space and either the upper thirds or the back thirds of the pitch that you're right. Having the ball roll back to the Demo side has almost been a death sentence for them. I don't know if it's going to pay off in overtime here in Game 4, though.
And a minute of that overtime has transpired now with the ball kicking up into the mid. This is a dual shooting opportunity. They give it to Achilles, but DK patient on the goal line. Keeps it away for now. Oh, a demo attempt there. No chance as S. Carton keeps this Elite team away, but still they threaten on the net. Froggy's got a chance here to maybe chip over one, but gets bumped. Achilles now with the follow-up just inside the post. And there it is. Confusion in the midfield, and the Elite get themselves a series win here with a 3-1 scoreline on a nice shot.
Oh man, Achilles has showed up like my Amazon package on Sunday out of nowhere, rolls it in, 4-3 Elite. Wow, what a thriller, huh?
Yeah, that was a crazy finish there. Really unexpected. I wasn't sure what was going to happen at that weird challenge in the midfield and the bump, but the physical play just not panning out there for the Demo. They're going to drop this series, but they've still got the redemption game left to play. And those game wins are crucial. If you keep series close as you head down the stretch in the season, then when you find yourselves wins, you can really boost yourself up in the standings. So the Demo, they can't be disheartened here after dropping the series. They got to find this last win if they want to give themselves any hope of maybe reinventing their team towards a playoff berth.
Yeah, I said it time and time again. The games are not won on the match day, they're won in training. So if you're able to win 2 games against a team like the Elite, you'll have enough footage to go back with your team, your general manager, your captain to review to see what went wrong and what went right. For someone like the Demolition, they have a lot of space to climb up the rankings, and any win, like you said, does count. So here's hoping Game 5 goes in their favor just for the fact they have something to review later on. But the Elite, hey, they're pretty solid too. They've earned this series win. They have been another level. They have been to their namesake for sure.
Full credit to this Elite team. They've been, as I said earlier in the series, and they continue to be so equal in their opportunities to score, pass, play defense. It's a really team-oriented effort here from this team, and it's making such a difference for them when they get into tough situations like that overtime where the challenge was in the midfield and it was a tricky play, but both players were ready to adapt to it. And you saw Achilles plug one home, and now it's going to be game number 5 as the Demo tried desperately not to have this be a 4-1, and meanwhile the Elite, this would really complete the storyline of them being the favorites in this series if they can find a win here.
Yeah, I almost like they kind of have to, and there may be a little bit of undue pressure there. So if I'm the Elite, I'm trying to go for goals quick, fast, and early.
Well, early it's the Demo here in the Elite's end. As DK is going to circle back, he's got to make this challenge in the midfield, but opts to peel instead. Cuts the pass off. As S. Carton not following there, leaving it instead to DK. Jumping, gets the pass into the mid. S. Carton with the aerial. Can't make the shot. This is dangerous now. Back the other way as DK having to do a lot of heavy lifting here in this last game and leading the charge once again for the Demo team.
It definitely seems that DK has become more of a two-way player on defense and offense. Again, I'm not sure if it's desperation or a little bit of a lack of confidence on S. Carton's part. Time will tell if it works out in their favor, but it's interesting to see so late in the series.
Oh, this is a dangerous bounce into the mid. Achilles not finding the aerial, though, is going to leave that threat uncapitalized, but it's back the other way. Froggy with a nice move in the middle of the field, playing it so slowly and flicks over top. That just exudes confidence. What a play from Froggy.
Big flick energy. Frog in the right side of it, saw this, does a barrel roll, and had the goal right there. 1-0 Elite, and like you said, this guy has confidence and he's dripping in it.
Well, that's exactly what the Elite want, to find themselves a 4-1. They take the lead here with 1:15 played, and now they've got to add a little more because they're not comfortable with a 1-0 lead. DK, the double tap? No, but S. Carton coming in late. A really risky play there, but gets the shot on target and finds the tie game.
Yeah, again, not one of the ones you want to clip out and show your friends, but a goal's a goal and it's effective here. 1-1, we're level. Again.
I mean, how many times have we seen it? So many tied games, especially in the first halves of games. It's just these teams neck and neck, and it's just one seems to pull away at the very end and find another level. But here again, 3:25 left to play and 1-1. It's so fantastic to see the series stay so close for this long.
Yeah, that's the thing in your head, man. When you make a mistake and it tends to compound, can't believe I missed that, can't believe I'm that fast, can't believe I'm that slow, and you start to see players waver. That's why this game is such a beautiful exchange of what skill is under pressure. You get goals like that from Froggy. Here's somebody who has confidence in spades, and this goal here is also no different. Look at that shot.
Just a banger, crossbar, Downsky, and he really capitalized again on over-aggression and a double commit from the demo team. That's been the story of a lot of the Elite's goals, is just recognizing when they really have the advantage in those situations, and they've done a brilliant job of capitalizing on that time and time again to keep taking these leads.
Yeah, the Elite's looking for more here, and rightfully so. Froggy's being at confidence, and Achilles roaming the midfield, attempting to give him the service he needs to score, and so far it's been working. But hey, we're level once again in this series, are we not, Thunderballs?
That was surprising. I thought for sure DK had just sent that one a little bit too far, but finds the angle at the last second, sacrificing his car to get the play done. And the demo tie the game again here. It stays close, as it always seems to. Now a play off the back wall. DK going to take it up the side wall. Maybe look for a pass center here. Oh, fooling one player. Oh, trying to fake out Froggy, but Froggy was wise to it. As Carton sends it off the wall, this could be a big shooting opportunity as Froggy looks towards the middle. Cuts the ball off, but the angle was too tricky. Now they've got to defend. DK bearing down. Just sent out of the way, but not totally out of danger here yet. S. Carton peeling on that play, and you pointed to it earlier, but there's definitely some tentative mentality there for S. Carton, not diving on the plays that we might have seen them earlier. It feels as though they're almost afraid to make a mistake.
Yeah, again, as someone in the Foundation League level, I made plenty of those mistakes. We just go, hey, look, I'll just hang back and watch what's going on. And when you're taking out the game on a mental level, this game was already lost.
So tough mentally to stay in it too when you know you've dropped the series. And the demo just here trying to gain some ground, and the Elite, meanwhile, they know they've won the series, but they don't seem to have taken their foot off the gas. Achilles pressuring once again in the end here, and maybe looking for a pass. Scrambling there on defense are the demo, and they're still in trouble here. S. Carton with a high touch as Achilles reverses. Leaves it for Froggy, who sends it very high off that back wall. There's a demo in the mid. Achilles with the shooting opportunity, but the demo, once again, it hasn't proved to be that fruitful for either team.
That may be true, but that last exchange was something to watch. There was about, 4 to 5 attempts on goal for the Elite, and the demo had to be on the line, basically being on the other end of a battering ram. I mean, the shots and opportunities don't have to be the prettiest, but you feel good if you're the Elite, saying, hey, look, it's only a matter of time before the levy spread.
Well, and there is no more unlikely place the demo are going to find a goal from than inside their own net, where they're spending a lot of time. And that's what's great about this Elite style of attacking play. Let's see if it pans out for them, though, as we've got 38 seconds left to play. This game is all squared up with the demo trying to find a passing play between one another here. S. Carton, an awkward pre-flip there. It's not going to amount to much power, but DK keeps the pressure on. Oh, this is a big chance here. Tries to flick over top. Froggy answers with a flick of their own. Achilles with the shot. Still a chance here. Ooh, playing it slow, though, the Elite. I think they could have capitalized with a bit of speed there. Instead, they left a lot of space in the middle of the field. Yeah,
Achilles took an extra second. He won the line of a shot, but it was just a second enough for the Demolition to get involved.
Time winds down here. That's going to be put to the floor, and 2 overtimes in a row are going to settle the end of this series. Is it going to be the Elite finding another one in overtime, or can the demo find an extra time winner of their own here to get a second win in the series?
I don't know about you, but the fact that this went from being like 2 really high-scoring games to 2 overtime games just says a lot about how these teams are willing to adapt with each other over the course of 5 games. It's been really cool to watch to see how each team attacks and counterattacks when it comes to their game plans, and it's only fitting Game 5 is in overtime.
Well, absolutely here. 30 seconds down in that overtime, and the Elite are threatening Achilles with a shot opportunity. As DK sends it up off the side wall, Froggy, he's got it already back on, but a little bit too much mustard on that one's going to send it all the way outside. Nice challenge there from DK in the middle of the field. Comes S. Carton, full tank of boost. Nice challenge there. Off the side wall, Achilles answers. S. Carton into the mid for DK, the shot! Ooh. Not there. That was the closest chance either team has had in the demo. Just missed one.
That was almost a play out of the Elite's book, to be honest with you, but it didn't work out for the Demolition's favor there.
Oh, trouble here. The Elite are going to do it again. Time and time again, capitalizing on the demo, getting stuck in the attacking end, and they walk one in to make it a 4-1. Credit to this team for closing it out when they need to.
It's fitting you have Froggy in the right and left side of the midfield doing the last goal there. That's when he's been absolutely unplayable, and at the last goal of the series goes to Froggy for that reason.
Froggy was definitely the standout performer of these two players, and you know what? That's a pretty high bar because Achilles did a fantastic job in this series as well, but Froggy, I think, proving to be the really potent striker that found them goals most times when they needed it. And lo and behold, that was the prediction you made. You called him out as a big performer for this team at the beginning of the series, and you ended up being 100% right on that.
And it's always about the restraint. Yeah, he can shoot big, or he can probably challenge someone with a 50-50 or even a 75-25 if he feels froggy enough. But it's about taking the time to line up his shots, trying to find his opponents and even his teammates in the field and positioning is to put Froggy in front of everyone else in this contest.
Well, the Elite have given themselves a nice bump in their statistics. If we look towards the records and how that pans out, they were 27-13 coming in. They are now 31-14, which is majorly threatening for playoff territory. And as you look down the stretch, the demo, that's a really tough win for them already having a low record. It's going to be that much more difficult to try and scrape themselves a playoff berth.
Yeah, the Demolition don't have to hang their heads too low. Like I said, there's a lot of good exchanges in there they can go back and review. And also, the Demolition faithful, their supporters are always behind it because once you're a demo, you're always a demo. But for me, for this guy, I'm looking at the MLE shop, seeing if Elite gear is on sale next week because I might cop a couple shirts.
Fair point. Well, to the fans out there on both sides, thank you for supporting for that match. It was great to see supporters coming out for their teams. And let's look to the next match that we've got coming up. We're going to be shifting up to the Champion League. Dodgers versus Flames. It's going to be another close affair between these two teams. So don't go anywhere. We've got more action for you on MLE presented by APM Music.